Good evening, I'm Adventure Argonaut. This is the Golden News and Tuesday Newsday and all that stuff. I will bring you the news from last week and from yesterday, from Monday. Before I do that, of course, I have to check the functionality of my streams. Kick, Twitch, Rumble, and Party. And they all seem to be working, so that is very nice. That is good. Okay, so let's go see my news stories. Let's just scroll here and okay. So the first story, of course, is this one: Elon Musk's Mossad baby. Elon Musk has a new baby, supposedly, with some conservative female influencer. I used quotation marks when I said conservative. And as you can see from my headline, that's my opinion of it. I guess the deeper implications behind the baby, but let's have a look. I have a million different stories. Let's have a deep dive into the subject matter. Let's see. Okay, I guess that's fine. Oh, okay, so now Elon Musk has 13 children with 4 different women, Ashley St. Clair being the latest. At least I'm gonna have to point out immediately that, as far as we know, maybe he has 50 kids, but we only know about these 13. But yeah, this is Ashley St. Clair. I had never heard. I think like maybe I had heard her name, like the Saint Clair. Of course, it might be some other Saint Clair, but it sort of rang a bell that I'd heard somebody mention of her, but I had no idea who she was before this thing blew up last week. And this is what she said: "Alea jacta est." This already triggers me because she's besmirching the good name of Julius Caesar by using this expression here. Anyway, 5 months ago, I welcomed a new baby into the world. Elon Musk is the father. I have not previously disclosed this to protect our child's privacy and safety, but in recent days it has become clear that tabloid media intends to do so, regardless of the harm it will cause. I intend to allow our child to grow in a normal and safe environment. For that reason, I ask that the media honor our child's privacy and refrain from invasive reporting. Well, I'm going to be doing invasive reporting. And just to point out, I'm doing this because I think this story has much deeper political implications than, simply celebrity gossip. Because I despise celebrity gossip, but I do think this is more than just, your regular celebrity debauchery and degeneracy. I think there's, much more behind this story. So yeah, there's a New York Post article saying Ashley St. Clair feels chilled and terrified after Elon Musk refused to protect her, pal says. So that's, if Elon Musk is trying to separate himself from her, it suggests that, his him, apparently giving the seed for her to have a baby, it's not really consensual on his side. Like, she probably seduced him or something, and he thought that she was using protection, something like that. Because even though Elon Musk has a lot of babies, yeah, Elon Musk has a lot of babies, but I think most of them were like with the intravenous injection or something like that. Not intra. Was there? test tube baby, whatever. Well, we'll get to that later. So and this is like that. I thought already before people brought up this information that the quartering here is sharing. I already thought that, yeah, she's probably Mossad or something like that, because she is Jewish. Not saying all Jews are Mossad, but this particular woman seemed like it, or at least has ties to their organization, which is of course the Israeli Secret Service, their CIA, as it were. So Ashley St. Clair hired Brian Glicklich. Hey, another Lich. This is the theme today. Glicklich to run PR for her versus Elon. He received $598,000 from Mer Security and Communication Systems, an Israeli security firm, as part of efforts to influence U.S. policy and public perception. They got him, lol, or LOL. So yeah, and this was supposedly WikiLeaks leaked this information. So yeah, that Brian Litlich is well. Let's see what it says here. Musk Odalisk. What is Odalisk? I have no idea what the word is. Ashley St. Clair is managed by PR strategist Brian Glicklich, who previously received almost 600,000 from Israeli security company Mer Security. Blah, blah, blah. St. Clair says she is Jewish. Yeah. So, and people are of course suspecting that she's Mossad. So yeah, here foundering the musician guy saying, so Mossad sent one of their harlots to ensnare Elon after October 7. Am I getting that right? It's Lewinsky all over again, of course, referring to Monica Lewinsky and Bill Clinton and all that stuff. Oh, spam is going heavy in my chat. I might kick chat right now. I wonder if my headlines attracted it. Anyways, and there's more from the quartering. So here's Ashley St. Clair saying, FYI, the security team on Elon's own platform locked the account. He is now responding for a week for posting a non-consensual underwear photo of me as a child. So yeah, from head of safety, thanks for the call, Chris. We're bouncing the post for non-consensual nudity, given that it's paired with a threat to expose as well. We're increasing the timeout period to 1 week. This will also help get us to the right of this news cycle on Ashley. Get is also, or GET is also using the media matching tool to surface additional instances. And so the story here supposedly is that there's a picture of Ashley St. Clair when in her underwear when she was 15, and somebody was posting it or something, and it was censored. And okay, that makes sense. But apparently, she had originally posted the picture on Twitter. So it's like she posted it publicly. So then it's not like somebody hacked her computer or phone or something and leaked it to the public, the picture. And here, Quarter is saying this is literally the opposite of free speech. Here's your own security team admitting to censoring posts to protect the reputation of, for the lack of a better word, one of your baby mamas. This is wild. You can't possibly agree with this. And exactly like the point is like it's understandable that they censor 15-year-old girls' underwear pictures, but this is like if the head of security says that if this picture is accurate, that they will time out some account for a week, so because it will also help us get to the right of the news cycle. So it's to manage the news. So yeah, this is scummy if that's the case. And yeah, Ashley St. Clair is a Twitter e-girl who turned it into a 15,000 a month apartment and a free Cybertruck. You can admire that's one hell of a come up. St. Clair moved about a year ago into a swanky Manhattan apartment near City Hall, costing an estimated 1,200 to 1,500 dollars per month. Oh no, 15,000. Well, 15,000. I don't know what I said. 15,000, 12,000 to 15,000 per month. Um, One resident of the exclusive condo tower, which has been home to VIP celebrities, said St. Clair was the first person he knew to get a Tesla Cybertruck, and he wondered how the young influencer afforded it. Well, now it's obvious, she sucked her way into getting the Cybertruck. And here's a statement regarding Saint Clair. Ashley and Elon have been privately working towards the creation of an agreement about raising their child for some time. It's disappointing that a tabloid reporter who repeatedly ambushed Ashley and her family made it impossible to complete that process confidentially. We are waiting for Elon to. Who is this alleged tabloid reporter? Because for all I know, they're working in cahoots with Ashley St. Clair. Because I don't know who they're even talking about, so I'm not gonna take their word for it that this is what's going on. Because I do think that Ashley St. Clair herself wanted this story leaked about the baby. Anyways, we are waiting for Elon to publicly acknowledge his parental role with Ashley to end unwarranted speculation, and Ashley trusts that Elon intends to finish the agreement quickly in the best interest of the well-being and security of the child they share. So yeah, we are uncommon sense here saying we are watching choose blackmail and extort Elon in real time. Well, yeah, at least. Well, yeah, choose if Glicklich. Oh yeah, this is that guy. Okay, Brian Glicklich and St. Clair, they are both Jews, so this guy is correct in that sense. If they are blackmailing and extorting, it sounds like it to me. Yeah, this is him. It's really ugly, by the way. And Ashley St. Clair, she's not a bad-looking woman, but she does look like she's had some, work done on her face. So the man behind E-Girl and Musk concubines Ashley St. Clair is Brian Glicklich, who previously received the from the Israeli security firm money. So I know what happened with Syrian girl here is claiming that she knows what happened with Musk and St. Clair. After Elon Musk did an interview suggesting that Israel shouldn't kill Palestinian children, he was forced to go to Israel and look at an enemy empty crib and with fake bullets thrown into it. November 2023, he was forced to accept Ashley St. Clair as a concubine. December 2023, he was forced to go to Auschwitz. January 2024. So, yeah, so they say, dude, he's been talking to her since way before October 7th. Yeah, but yeah, sure, they might have been talking, but is that when they first met in real life? Okay, I have to make a statement about like Elon Musk, like unless maybe he was drugged or whatever, or held at gunpoint to have sex with her or something. But it's like if he's the supposedly richest man in the world, his taste in women isn't the best. Like she's not ugly or anything, but like if I was the richest man in the world, like I get 18 to 20-year old or something, basically supermodels or something, like to have my I don't know, cadre of babies or something. And of course, it's not, and people have pointed out this is not very conservative behavior, especially not from St. Clair, but also not from Musk. But like, at least, I can understand. If you are the richest man in the world, you will want an harem or something. So it's like most people in his position would do similar things. So it's understandable. It's not admirable, but it's understandable. But this is different, I think, for the woman. But maybe I'll get to that later. Let's move on. So And yeah, this is from April last year. Ashley St. Clair is post the bimbo revolution is beginning with Lauren Southern. And if you don't know Lauren Southern, she's another quote unquote conservative YouTuber, or at least was. I don't know if she still has a YouTube channel or whatever. Mm, and she also happens to be Jewish, just coincidentally. No particular reason, but her. I think her real last name is Simonsen or something, and she's a fourth generation Holocaust survivor. So we should be very respectful to her, of course. Myron Gaines here says LMFAO, Lumfao. Two trad thoughts that fuck their way to the top. This is why men don't respect women, by the way. Life on recruit difficulty. Recruit difficulty. Maybe it's a reference to a particular game, but it's probably one game that I haven't played because some, combat slop game, whatever. But yeah, Lawrence left with Destiny though. So this is like very sad. Like at least Saint Clair, she slept with the supposedly richest man in the world, and how is now he's also influential in American politics due to Doge and stuff, which might be partially reason why women like her, a woman like her, was interested in Elon Musk in the first place. Um, but Lauren Southern slept with Destiny, and she is supposed to be a conservative, at least allegedly. I've heard, like, I don't know what's the evidence for this, but this, like, people on Twitter seem to be acting like this is, unquestionable fact that Lauren Southern slept with Destiny. And, Destiny is that, leftist little troll who let his wife sleep around with other men until she left him for some Swedish twink. So, people, please be aware that most of these celebrities that they push for you as any kind of conservatives, they are complete frauds. And for me, like, I had no idea who Saint Clair was, but I did know, years ago, like decade ago, I knew who Lawrence Southern was. And I heard some opinions of her that I agreed with, but overall I did not trust her intentions, and I was right to do so, because she's clearly not a true conservative woman in any sense of the word, except, like, unless you define conservatism that she likes money, then she's probably very conservative. Okay, well, this is just the story I already reported. WikiLeaks exposes that mother of Elon Musk's new child, Ashley St. Clair, is being managed by PR strategist Brian Glicklich. Yeah, so who received money from Israeli security firm. Yeah, fake conservative insurrection Barbie is having a meltdown over Ashley St. Clair being exposed as a possible Mossad asset. So yeah, like even before I heard about this story about Brian Glicklich, I thought Ashley St. Clair, she either works for Mossad directly, or she has a handler who works for Mossad, or she has a manager whose handler works for Mossad. It has to be one of those, because that's how things work. If you don't know that this is, like, it's not just Mossad, it's CIA and all that, like, US media, at least before the current regime. I don't know if it has changed recently, but every major media organization had some sort of CIA handler and stuff like that. You can look into it instead of trusting blindly. Like, I really hate it, like, when people are like, oh my god, how could we know that these two women are not trustworthy, and they don't put their money where their mouth is. They put their money where they get they put their mouth where they can get the suck out the most money. Like, how could we know? Because it's like, if you have some discernment, like, if you have some common sense and detachment, you can sniff out most of these things. Like, I'm not claiming that I can smell out the bullshit in every single matter, but it's obvious that many of these, not just female so-called conservative influencers are full of bullshit. They're either in it for the money, the clout, or some political agenda, like clandestine, as somewhat subversive political agenda, I would say. Like, of course, if she's a supposed MAGA influencer, of course she has a political agenda, but she has an agenda beyond that. Mm. And here Alex Jones commented on this new revelation about the baby. Fantastic to see Elon Musk building a prodigious family and rejecting the childless culture of the death cult. He's a true pioneer in every sense, showing that traditional values can thrive in modern times. Elon also has great taste in engineering, politics, and women. A big family is a blessing and must to ensure the future of human civilization. I wish them all the best. This is like, yeah, sure, it is good that he's, you know, having children in that sense. Yes, it's, it is pro-life and all that. That's nice and stuff. But this is not traditional unless you want to go back to, Genghis Khan or something, having, concubines or baby mamas or whatever, like multiple of them is that's not traditional, at least not in the let's say post-Christian Western world, since that's not considered traditional. Like, I don't know, like in Rome before Christianity, like they still had, they had slaves and they could have, intercourse with the slaves and the wives and lovers. So, maybe it was more accepted in, pre-Christian Rome or something. And certainly, there were the Celts and stuff. I think they had concubines or the Vikings and stuff. But anyways, that's beyond the point. This just like, if you stretch the definition of traditional, then maybe concubines can be included in it. But Alex Jones has larped as a Christian and a conservative and stuff, but it's not praising the Elon Musk is it's a bit of a stretch. Hey, Agent Double Hertz, welcome back, groovy boomer. So yeah, anyway, Stu Peters saying the guy that exposed the danger of the AI rollout is now cheering on Ellison created AI vaccines and promoting the destruction of the nuclear family while claiming Elon having 13 kids with 4 single moms is traditional. Is this guy under some MK Ultra mind control? Maybe, or maybe he's just, I don't know. His sugar daddy, the guy who pays his bills, maybe he has changed recently. Alex Jones, he's been like, I discovered him 15 to 20 years ago, and of course I was like, oh, it's so interesting, and yeah, and some of the stuff really is very accurate and thought provoking in the good sense, but then it's like he's obviously, so-called controlled opposition, and especially recently in the past few months, he's gone even further down that road. Okay, let's see what this Lich Kronkin. So let's first check what Milo Yiannopoulos said. So Ashley St. Clair plotted for half a decade to ensnare Elon Musk. So yeah, if this picture is accurate, so she is supposedly saying, "I need to get to Elon Musk's attention for a marriage proposal, please, Greg." So this is 2020. And somebody, Greg, says, he's got a kid with a woman already. Seems unlikely to work out. And she says, well, he actually has 7 kids and goes through women pretty fast. So, and Elon Musk said, whoa, but okay, this is like very recently. So he sort of, I guess Elon Musk is trying to distance himself from Ashley St. Clair and, um, like, ooh, I didn't know she was a gold digger. But anyway, let's see what Liz Crokin here says. I don't know who she is or what this is about. I probably read this, but I don't remember. So, anyways, the biggest story here is that Ashley St. Clair may not just be a fake MAGA, gold digger, opportunist, and a fraud. She has all the markers of an intelligent asset should be intelligence asset, who may have been strategically targeting Elon Musk for years to spy, blackmail, and compromise him, just like I believe Amber Heard set out to do. I don't care what anyone does in their personal life if it's legal and not harming children or this country, no less. With that said, if she is a spy running a honey trap on a powerful man close to President Trump, then it is all of our business and should concern every American and also non Americans like me, as it potentially puts Trump and his administration in danger. Does anyone really still believe that Monica Lewinsky was just an intern that gave Bill Clinton a blowjob in the Oval Office? I can speak intelligently on this topic and with great confidence because I have been targeted and harassed by literally hundreds of deep agents and assets nonstop over the course of almost a decade now. I can spot these assholes from a mile away. There is clearly more to the Ashley St. Clair Elon Musk story as it stands. It appears she won the golden ticket and played him. I'm pretty sure she's the one who has been had, but I'm pretty sure she's the one who has been had, and that will come out in time. Checkmate Elon Musk, and the side bonus of the soap opera is that it's exposing excess censorship problems and their rigged monetization system that I've investigated and researched in depth, which included running an audit on Ashley's X account and many others, and called out several months ago. Am I followed to her yet? I'm okay. Let's follow. She seems interesting. I don't know who she is, but seems interesting. If she's not just making shit up. The quartering is less kosher nowadays. It appears he pointed to just Ashley St. Clair. Number one, I'm Jewish, and then there's this. Somebody asked at St. Clair in 2023, so like 2 years ago, who pays you? And she says mostly Mossad. Like, of course, you're supposed to take it as a joke that she's just joking, like, ha 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 ha. But like many true words spoken in jest, or how does the expression go? It's like I'm gonna take her word for it. I think she's an honest woman, at least in this instance. And Milo is being censored after going after Elon Musk's new baby mama, Ashley Schenker. So we temporarily limited some of your account features. Yeah. And here, Ashley St. Clair. Okay, somebody, the one, I don't know who that is, said, while Charlie can be a cock, I don't know who is Charlie, you are really exposing yourself as a Jew. And Ashley St. Clair says, I'm not exposing myself as a Jew, I am a literally Jew, a Jew. So yeah, that's of course important in the context that if she is paid by Mossad, it's more likely that Mossad would give money to a Jew than a Gentile, right? Or a shiksha, as they call non-Jewish women. What's this? So yeah, this is just the story. Yeah, about her underwear picture, Ashley St. Clair's. And yeah, somebody's complaining, come on, Jeremy, she was a minor in the picture, that's why it was censored. She has not been a minor. Had she not been a minor, they probably wouldn't have done anything. You know this, you're better than blah, blah, blah. It's just like moralization, cockatry. It's like when I posted something about, her being Mossad, somebody's like, this is just a story, about relationships and stuff. Like, how do they know? How do they know that, it's not something deeper, like something political or espionage financial going on? Because, Elon Musk is a political and financial and technological figure. He is one of the most influential people in the world right now, at least, at least the surface level of his character. Like, since I brought it up, like, people are praising him as some genius, and has all these companies, and he's all that, and the richest man in the world. And I have my doubts to what extent he is actually, you know, accomplished all that, and to what extent he's simply, put there as a figurehead. Like, I do think he's probably a smart guy, he's an intelligent guy, but I don't I've yet to see the evidence that he's truly a genius or anything like that. Like, something truly amazing in that sense. It's just he's being put into a position. Like, we can look at the games industry, the movie industry, and see that lots of people have been put into high places. They make lots of money. They can influence a lot of how the games are, how the movies are. But doesn't mean that they are smart, they have talent or anything like that. No, it's just because they were convenient. Or like we can look at Emmanuel Macron, the French president, and all that. But that's another. I don't want to go on that tangent. I'm not gonna. It's just go check Candice Owens' YouTube channel for Emmanuel and Brigitte Macron. Anyway, so but yeah, here going back to the underwear picture, Everett Merrell says if she was a minor, she created and distributed her own CP to blackmail people with. The photos were from her own Twitter account. Like if this Merrill person is correct, then that they were from her own account. Then yes, it is sort of like she created it to blackmail others. And this is from Ashley St. Clair from 2020. I just want a husband, two kids, and a small farm already. Well, she has two kids, so that's something. I because she had she was already a single mother before she enticed Elon Musk, or allegedly. Like as far as I know, Elon Musk hasn't admitted that it's his kid yet. Anyways, and then she says this was not an invitation for marriage. Requests, please stop. And then she says, I'm not sure how a tweet talking about my desire for a traditional family and values makes me a thought and attention seeker, but the internet gets dumber every day. Bite me. You know, back in the day, reading this comment was like you could have like, yeah, she has a point. But now it's like it's obvious the people who claimed that she is a thought and an attention seeker and all that stuff, they were 100% correct. We know what kind of a woman she is. And most, blue check mark people, people you hear about in any kind of mainstream circles, they're controlled by some sort of let's say higher level, whether it's governmental or corporate or NGO or whatever. There's very little organic when you turn on the news, let's say. Like, unfortunately, it doesn't happen that often nowadays. So yeah, just please be aware these celebrities that you see, even so-called alternative, like even Alex Jones or whatever, they don't really believe that the shit they say. And yeah, this going back to the start of the relationship between Ashley St. Clair and Elon Musk, apparently. So 2023 in November, right? Why hasn't ADL? No, it's the other way around. So it's October. Anyways, why hasn't the ADL made a statement about the pro-Hamas propaganda coming out of Black Lives Matter? And Elon Musk saying, "Good question." And they've been aware since 2016 that BLM holds anti-Semitic values. Like, why should we care about fucking anti-Semitic values? I understand she does, but why the fuck should I care? Why should Elon Musk care, or Syrian girl care, or anybody else? So this is around the time Ashley started things up with Musk. Before this, he was at war with the ADL. We now know what the price was for that reply tweet. It is like important allegations Syrian girl is making here. Did this trigger his, I don't know, seduction or whatever Ashley St. Clair did to Elon Musk? And here she is saying, I'm Jewish, I support Israel's right to defend itself. However, I reject emphatically the bloodthirsty warmongers I have seen the past few days. If you want to call for karma plus vengeance, do not forget how massive Americans' karma is. Uh, I'm not quite sure what she is like, what's the context. Like, she supports Israel's right to defend itself. Well, I don't. It's like, if I go to your house, shoot your wife, and then evict you from your home, and then you call the cops and try to get me away from your home, then do I have the right to defend myself? Like, or do you have the right to defend your home and have retribution over killing your family member? But yeah, maybe it's the bloodthirsty warmongers. Is she speaking about the Israelis or somebody else? I don't know, really know. But it's just to establish her allegiances. Okay, this is this tweet that I've shown already. Yeah, no need to look at it again. Another loose liberal LARPing as a conservative. Norma Cruz X is saying, yeah. So yeah, Johnny Alexander. Ashley St. Clair was never married to Dr. Johnny Alexander, her former partner and father of her first child, leaving her without a husband despite ongoing speculation about her personal life. So yeah, very trad woman she is, right? And if she wanted to marry him and stuff, and he just refused, that I guess that's a different story, or whatever. But it's still her recent actions certainly, speak very clearly that she was a fraud from the start. And yeah, do you think Lauren Southern regrets her love affair with Destiny when she could have had a millionaire level child support from Elon Musk? Well, could she have seduced Elon Musk? But it's like, how? I don't know. Like, I've never understood why people say that Lauren Southern is pretty. Like, she's not ugly, but she's quite mid, like okay-ish. But it's like, why would she do that with Destiny? What's wrong with these people? Oh yeah, this is so allegedly, and there's no community note saying this is untrue. So before um, Saint Clair became Ashley St. Clair, she was, well, let's just see. What was Sex Laptop? Laptop refers to a former online persona used by Ashley St. Clair, who is known as a conservative influencer. Before adapting her current identity and political stance, she used the handle at a sex laptop on social media platforms where she reportedly engaged in sharing explicit content. This past has been discussed in various online forums and posts, highlighting her transition from this earlier identity to her current role in conservative political commentary every single time. So yeah, here she is. Make America great again, and I love a big black cock. I want big black N-word named Tyrone to destroy me. Sex laptop saying here. So yeah, this is the kind of, well, she is an Israeli or Jewish influencer. So yeah, it makes sense she would say stuff like that. But yeah, you know, people really should vet their e-celebrities before they start believing their bullshit, because it's like, unless this connection is fake, then it's like even more, I don't know, ridiculous that she was ever considered any kind of conservative, like, conservative or relevant, except as a whore or something. And yeah, and here's other so-called conservatives are outing themselves. There's nothing conservative about celebrating fornication. So Matt Gates saying this child has incredible genetics. Cat Turd, congratulations on your growing family, Ash. I'm floored right now, but in a good way. Lol. James O'Keefe, congrats, Ashley. Even James O'Keefe, okay, that disappoints me. Ginger Gates, love you, Mama Bear. I guess it's Matt Gates' wife, I presume. Chernovich, congratulations. Sorry you had to deal with this bullshit. There's no law that they won't go to. So yeah, but this is like I've seen a few different people point out that great genetics, Elon Musk and this Jewish woman. Like I thought this is eugenics, and eugenics simply means that good genes, the perpetuation of good genes, and also like trying not to perpetuate bad genes. So I don't think it's inherently bad, but in the mainstream, it's still usually considered bad. So I just more like why didn't the left that really hates Elon Musk, why didn't they point out this sort of hypocritic stance on this issue? But most of these conservatives, not just the female ones, also the male ones, there. Like, of course, somebody might just be polite, like, congrats, Ashley. That doesn't necessarily mean that much. But, this is not conservative behavior, what they are doing, especially for, Ashley. Like, what Elon Musk is, having his small harem and his, cadre of babies. That's not admirable either, but it's understandable. Like most people, most men, if they are given the opportunity, they would do likewise. Except that he's truly foolish if Elon Musk chose somebody like Saint Clair instead of a younger, prettier woman who is not Mossad. And here is Elon Musk's dad, Errol Musk. The Jewish people are so heavily integrated into Western society. 50% of my friends are Jews. I'm about 1.8 Jewish or something like that. So Elon is part Jewish as well. So we favor the Jewish people very much. So, so yeah, even Elon Musk has some Jewish ancestry. It's like all these anti-Semitic tropes about Jews always being rich, and what does it say? Like if the richest person is actually partially Jewish, is I don't know. It's just perpetuating harmful stereotypes, right? And yeah, here Elven friend says Gates speaks like he wants to carry Elon's child. Lol, lol, Ilma. Anyways, so Matt Gates says people attacking Ashley and or Elon over having a baby are probably sad and lonely themselves. Leave them alone. Mind your own pathetic business. It would probably be good to delete your post on the matter, because their son has like the best genetics on the planet and will probably run the world one day. Yeah, it's like genetics. Is it like some breeding cult or something that they're part of, like some science fiction story or something? Like they have the bloodlines of Charlemagne and whoever, and to create the perfect man. I don't know. It sounds almost like that. And here's Ashley St. Clair was joking 3 years ago. Kamala can't help herself from bending over for a man to get ahead. And Stu Peters points out the hypocrisy-based trad Christian wife schools Kamala for her whorish ways. So yeah, the jokes retroactively write themselves, something like that. Okay, this is just the same story about the underwear picture, but yeah, Elon Musk censors and suspends accounts to control the public narrative and kill potential stories that could negatively impact his personal friends. That's what it sounds like. What's this? If Saint Clair Ashley wasn't Jewish spy working for the husband of mafia and cashing checks for the JIDF, I would probably feel bad about this post. But we make the bed we sleep in. I feel nothing. So yeah, it points out that according to Oxford research, Israel's spending on these influencers can reach up to $100 million. So Israeli government is paying up to $100 million to pay on in to give money to influencers. Israel paid 100 million to Jewish influencers to push their propaganda and social media disinformation campaigns to influence our elections. The Israeli lobby has already spent 100 million to buy of congressional candidates, and they never registered it FARA. I'm not sure what is FARA, but I guess it's some agency to prevent this sort of stuff. I have no doubt that you are paid Hashbara Jewish honeypot and you are every bit as guilty. So yeah, he's replying to Saint Clair Ashley. Yeah. I can't dispute what he's saying. You can lead a horse to water, but saying the water is poisoned by Jews is anti-Semitic. Guess what? It's not just Ashley. 100 million spent on influencers last year. 150 million allocated this year. Guess what? It is all of them. Money is just too good to resist. Hey, how about Mossad? Give me some money. Give me some money. I need the money. And here, Ashley St. Clair from 2 years ago, Vivek just called out the system for financially incentivizing single motherhood. Fire, fire, fire. So I guess it's Vivek Ramaswamy or something she's talking about. That. Yeah, yes, she's getting a good payout for her kid. The worst part is the hypocrisy. I disagree. I think the worst part is the fact that many people seem to be still falling for these frauds. Like, you have to have a little bit of discernment, like some little bit of detachment. Like, somebody, if somebody's saying all the things you really want to hear, maybe they're not in it for the truth. They're in it for something else. So yeah, he's talking about she was trying to entrap him, and then Elon Musk says, whoa. And then she says, Elon, we have been trying to communicate for the past several days and you have not responded. When are you going to reply to us instead of publicly responding to smears from an individual who just posted photos of me in underwear at 15 years old? So who is the one who posted this? I don't know. It doesn't show, damn it. But yeah, it's good if Elon Musk is trying to, like, in the sense that, because to me and to many others, this seems like it's some sort of Mossad operation to blackmail and extort Elon Musk. If he's trying to detach himself from Ashley St. Clair, then he's like he understands that they try to entrap him. So for Elon Musk, this seems positive in that sense. But yeah, this is a seminal moment in my understanding of Elon Musk. So somebody asked Grok, which of Musk's kids were conceived naturally? Elon Musk has 12 children, and only one of them is known to have been conceived naturally. XAAXX, whatever, however you're supposed to read it. His first child was Grimes, born May 2020. So he's supposedly being conceived naturally. But yeah, here it says, contrary to Grok's answer here, Musk's son X was also conceived through IVF. So the rest of his children were conceived through IVF or surrogacy. With Justin Wilson, he had 5 children via IVF: twins Griffin and Vivian, triplets Kai Saxon and Damien. His twins Shivon, Zilis, Strider, and Azure were also conceived via IVF. Additionally, his second and third children, Grimes, Exodark, Sidereal, Second Mechanicus, were born through surrogate. Information on his most recent child with Zilis, born 2024, does not specify the conception method, but Musk's pattern suggests it was likely as if that X is the only confirmed naturally conceived child among them. Excuse me, speaking of children, my own son started crying out. Okay, I'm back. My wife is taking care of the matter. Anyways, so yeah, It's weird. Like, I don't know why is he doing all this IVF surrogacy stuff. Like, does it mean that his equipment isn't working or something? Because like if you're the richest man in the world, supposedly, of course you'd want to inseminate many women and stuff. So it sounds very weird to me. Or maybe he has different women that he has fun with, and different other women that he simply has kids with or something. I don't really understand it, but it would appear then that the child, if Saint Clair's child is truly his, then presumably that child was conceived naturally. But this is sort of weird, isn't it? What was this? I don't remember. Let's see. Now, all of you know how and why Ashley St. Clair, formerly known under a previous online monitor as Sex Laptop, should be moniker, I think, managed to garner such an astroturf drive to social media prominence. Certainly doesn't help that people like Jack Posobiec and Charlie Kirk and all the other big con Inc. adjacent lended her credibility either. Just make sure all you all teach your kids that sometimes all it takes is sleeping around and looking for a special Chiron to get you a big break. The only litmus test on the right is how much you're willing to trample upon the core fundamentals of right-wing conservatism. Ladies and gentlemen, right-wing influencers. Well, yeah, and yeah, it's not just the women. It's like many of these men, and it's not just conservatives. Like I think just last week, because of the U.S. aid leaks and all that stuff, supposedly many like leftist bread tubers and stuff were funded by the government, and I'd even like somebody like Asmongold, and I sort of like the guy. I don't really agree many of this with his political takes, but I sort of like the guy. But he's works for Night Media. Is that the group? And is it Mr. Beast for the same? Like it's. I'm just saying it's usually very inorganic. And speaking of inorganic, there's also Nick Fuentes supposedly having a headlock over Saint Clair here. And Revenant here points out, wow, almost like all these people are part of a carefully curated media ecosystem of fake internet micro celebrities. This is very well put. It's like it's very inorganic. These people who are just supposed to take seriously. Like some people might say some things you agree with, but then like Nick Fuentes, he says some things I agree with, but sometimes he just goes full retard, and I think that's for a purpose. And here's Stu Peters saying Elon is funneling money to his baby money by demonetizing accounts that she doesn't like and stealing funds from their subscribers. So yeah, she gets almost like almost well 7,500, I think, every 2 weeks or something. Maybe I should become baby mama for Elon Musk. And yeah, I asked where's the community note, and hardly anybody even saw that, because I'm asking where's the community note, because like if his claim was wrong, they should community note it, but then it probably means he's what Stu Peter said here is probably correct, right? So yeah, and let's see how there's some responses to her admission of the baby. And Robbie Starbuck, I've heard the name, but I don't know who that is. Congrats, Ashley. The world needs more based babies. It's none of the media's business, and it's vile that they plan to out your private business and Elon's. Kids should be off limits. Yeah, but she. Can you prove that they plan to out it, or maybe she wanted to do it to because one possible reason that this information was outed now is because Doge investigations are getting in the way and becoming notorious in some circles, I would imagine. So maybe they are trying to control the narrative and and distract you from Doge, Department of Government Efficiency business. So yeah, Lila Rose, don't know who this is. Congratulations on your baby, Ashley. We'll pray for you. And yeah, Matt Gates, praising the genetics. Chat, also BH. God bless you and your family. Billboard Chris, congratulations, Ashley. Pay the I have no idea. Pay the haters no heed. You have the ultimate blessing. And yeah, here is the I want a husband, two kids, small farm already. Yeah, no, yeah, so bullshit. Okay. So here, this guy John Root is saying protecting your baby is admirable, but I cannot understand why this is being celebrated by conservatives. Ashley St. Clair is just another example of how promoting traditional family values is all a grift. This woman has been seen as a leader among conservative influencers. Really? You don't need to shame her through the streets, but this is not conservative or based. Call it what it is, a selfish decision by both Elon and Ashley leading to a baby out of wedlock that will unfortunately grow up without a father in the home, like tens of thousands of other kids. This is awful. What happened to I just want a husband, two kids, and small farm? Oh, that's right, it was all a grift. Like many females claiming to be Christian and are conservatives pew for clicks, follows, and influence and hookups. Yeah, exactly. And well, I also think it's also for the Mossad blackmail or extortion or something like that. Um, but yeah, and here's Ian Carroll. Uh, hey, wait, I got a visibility limited. What a cock retard you are. Here's complete subversive. Fakut. Okay, so yeah, I used to be followed this guy, but I think after this post, I was like, no, like maybe I should still follow him just to see what he says. But he is completely like seems like controlled opposition. So okay, fine, I'll give one unpopular take on Ashley. If you're conservative, shitting on her, and you're anti-abortion, and you have ever had sex out of wedlock, you're being a hypocrite for views. Um, how? Maybe it was intentional, maybe it wasn't. Who knows? Who cares? Should he have had an abortion? No, it's like either he's completely clueless or he's dishonest because it was intentional. We know she wanted to get Elon Musk's attention 5 years ago. Half the women shitting on her would bang Elon in a heartbeat just to say they had. Half the men shitting on her would happily have one, neither with a girl that hot. No, she's not that hot. She's not bad looking, but she's not that hot. Especially if they had zero need to worry about paying child support for or fathering a child. Not saying any of this is virtuous, it's not. The writing drama wave for views, no, like this guy is like, I really starting to dislike is rereading what he said here because this is like sort of feminine emotional manipulation stuff because like no if you're a conservative like maybe you shouldn't be using um seducing billionaires for money or for political clout or anything like that or to blackmail them. You shouldn't be like it's one thing like if they have sex but surely they can the richest man can afford proper contraception or something. Like she clearly wanted to get pregnant and that's how it looks like. And yeah, I can understand from Elon Musk's perspective in the sense that he's the richest man supposedly and he wants to do lots of women, but he should have better taste. Doesn't like come on, have better taste, dude. Uh, and yeah, especially if they had zero need to worry about paying child support. Yeah, sure, but she's not that hot, so that goes out of the window. And this is like he's ignoring the Mossad angle completely, and how it's used, and how much of a grifter she is, and how she was supposed to be conservative, and now, yeah, this guy is, he can go to hell, like, to the liar circle in hell, I mean. So yeah, and here is Uncommon Sense pointing out about Elon Musk's dad. I guess I'm really late to this party, but I didn't realize that Elon's father has a couple of kids with his own stepdaughter. 42 years of difference between two of them. The whole situation sounds super, super weird. Yeah, I'm not gonna play the video. Already, I wanna move on to the next story. This is their first story, but I did say it's gonna be a deep dive. But yeah, it's weird. Sounds weird. Yes, just, yeah. Elon has Jewish heritage. Yeah, we already pointed that out. And if he has, like, great 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 grandfather who was Jewish, I that's not a big deal. But I don't know how much of heritage he actually has. Okay, finally, that was the last bit of this story. Let's go to the next. Well, first, of course, Israel Delenda Est. We see here in the Elon Musk baby story how Mossad, the Israeli Secret Service, manipulates and entraps people and all that stuff. So that's just another reason to, note the undue influence that Israel holds over various people in the world. So yeah, Israel should be destroyed in a very non-violent way, of course. Okay, let's get back to the story. So J.D. Vance talks about great replacement. So he went to Europe and he had some good things to say, some, agreeable things. And he is, of course, the vice president of the United States.
Like who gets to be a part of our shared society. And of all the pressing challenges that the nations represented here face, I believe there is nothing more urgent than mass migration. Today, almost 1 in 5 people living in this country moved here from abroad. That is, of course, an all-time high. It's a similar number, by the way, in the United States, also an all-time high. The number of immigrants who entered the EU from non-EU countries doubled between 2021 and 2022 alone, and of course it's gotten much higher since. And we know this situation, it didn't materialize in a vacuum. It's the result of a series of conscious decisions made by politicians all over the continent and others across the world over the span of a decade. We saw the horrors wrought by these decisions yesterday in this very city. And of course, I can't bring it up again without thinking about the terrible victims who had a beautiful winter day in Munich ruined. Our thoughts and prayers are with them and will remain with them.
Yeah, I think it was some truck of peace or car of peace that rode in the sound. But yeah, there's still another minute left. I think he talks about censorship in Europe or something. But it's just, nice to hear that, he is actually at least saying very reasonable things. Like, somebody, at least he's acting like a political leader who came into power, and look at the problems, actual problems in the world that, are real issues that should be fixed, and he's talking about them, hoping to, bring awareness. That's how it should work. So that's very nice to hear. As unlike most politicians in the past few decades, they talk about, I don't know, the weather or something. Like the weather might be bad, or because now it's raining and yesterday it wasn't raining, or whatever, white privilege, blah blah blah, made up problem. So it's very nice to hear him talking about this. But let's move on to the next story. And then Fort Knox might be getting audited by Doge, which, would be cool if it happened. I think like last time it was supposedly audited was in the 70s, and some people have even expressed skepticism, like how well it was audited back then. But anyway, here Zero Hedge asked, it would be great if Elon Musk could take a look inside Fort Knox just to make sure the 4,580 tons of US gold is there. Last time anyone looked was 50 years ago in 1974. Okay, yeah, he's pointing it out, the year. Elon Musk, surely it's reviewed at least every year. Zero Hedge, it should be, it isn't. So yeah, and here are some news outlets saying breaking: Trump administration officials have discussed the possibility of auditing Fort Knox gold reserves. Yeah, so Elon Musk wants to stream real-time video of tour of Fort Knox so Americans can see for themselves if the 4,580 tons of gold is really there. And Mr. Obvious says, someone tell Elon Musk and Trump a simple audit isn't good enough. You need to test the gold for purity and quality and make sure it's not fake gold or gold plated. And I'm willing to bet a lot of that gold is fake. Yeah, if they're gonna do an audit, I do expect them to figure out that much. Like I've heard claims that a lot of gold nowadays is actually tungstenized. Tungsten that is just wrapped with gold or something. Fake. So could be. I don't know. Hopefully we will see. And Fort Knox, of course, if you haven't seen the James Bond movie Goldfinger, is where America's most of their gold reserves are supposedly. And here, why is Britain sending billions worth of gold to America? No, seriously, why? So, yeah, why are U.S. banks flying gold from London to New York? And it's supposedly started soon after the Trump won the latest U.S. election. Like they started. So some people are speculating that it means like the Fort Knox doesn't really have all that gold that it's supposed to have. I saw somebody be contrarian and say that maybe it's the opposite. Maybe Fort Knox has more gold than should be there, and who knows? But I do expect that there is something fucky going on about with Fort Knox, because there's something strange going on with everything in the world nowadays, unfortunately. Or maybe it's fortunate. At least it makes things more interesting. And then there's some other audit news regarding Doge. So yeah, Jewish Family Service, a San Diego-based non-profit sheltering illegals, suspends activities, lays off workers after Trump pulls federal funding. Guess that's good. So it's called Jewish Family Service, and it's doing. But it's Turk Family Center here. What? So is it Jewish or Turk? Who knows? But apparently it was a non-profit sheltering illegals. Sounds illegal to me. I mean the activities they were doing. And here, Hungary's Prime Minister Viktor Orban said the left imposed their ideology on the world with US taxpayer money. The fact is that the liberal elite of the West used the taxpayer money of United States citizens to spread their ideology around the world and finance more than 60 NGOs, paid politicians, and media outlets in Hungary. It was a plot against our sovereignty and independence. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not just in Hungary. I wonder how much, Finland recently, like 2 years ago, joined NATO. I wonder how much of US aid or similar stuff did manipulation, bribery, and whatever in Finland to get Finland to join NATO. And I wonder if US was behind Sanna Marin becoming the prime minister, the young woman who people said was pretty, and well, she's pretty for a politician, but that's just because most politicians are like 70 years old. And then there's this Planned Parenthood has wiped all of their Instagram posts. So I don't know if this is now a condom stan account, okay? Like, I wonder if this is related to US aid or something, like, maybe they're not getting funded or something, or they're getting shut down. Not sure. And then here is Elon Musk saying Reuters was paid millions of dollars by the US government for large scale social deception. This is literally what it says on the purchase order. They're a total scam. Just wow. I was always told that Reuters is, the trustworthy one. Like, there's some other media that's fake news and not trustworthy, but Reuters and AP News, those you can trust, but apparently not. So yeah, those investigation revealed mysterious Defense Department payments to Reuters for a large-scale social deception project between 2018 and 2022. I wonder if this could be related to, the pandemic or something. While DARPA claims it was for cyber defense, questions swirl about why a news agency received millions for social engineering. I'm gonna write a comment. Okay, so does it say here like the social deception, whatever? Yeah, large scale social deception, LSD. Fuck. Every fucking conspiracy theorist ever has been vindicated. And then there's this. According to the Social Security database, these are the numbers of people in each age bucket with death field self divorce. Maybe Twilight is real and there are a lot of vampires collecting Social Security. So yeah, people who are there's somebody who is 360 years old who is collecting Social Security according to this. It's like, over 6,000 people who are 170 years old. It's like, what? And why wasn't this, if this is true, why wasn't it addressed before? Like, we should really get those vampire hunters trained stat, like, XCOM or something, but for vampires. Like, clearly that's what it means. There can be no other interpretation for this. It has to be vampires. Okay, let's move on to the next story. So I do think Doge so far is doing God's work. That's very good. Absolute Weimar Plus. So Weimar Republic, it was the German government between the world wars, and it was very notorious for all sorts of sexual debauchery and degeneracy and stuff like that. And in a statement addressing negotiations regarding Ukraine, European countries published a letter under the name Weimar Plus. So yeah, France, Germany, Poland, Italy, Spain, United Kingdom, EU High Representative for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy. We are ready to enhance our support for Ukraine. We commit to its independence, sovereignty, and territorial integrity in the face of Russia's war of aggression. We share a goal to keep supporting Ukraine until a just, comprehensive, and lasting peace is reached. A peace that guarantees the interest of Ukrainians and our own. We are looking forward to discussing the way ahead together with our American allies. Our shared objective should be to put Ukraine in a position of strength. Ukraine and Europe must be part of any negotiations. Ukraine should be provided with strong security guarantees. A just and lasting peace in Ukraine is a necessary condition for a strong transatlantic security. We recall that the security of the European continent is our common responsibility. We are therefore working together to strengthen our collective defense capabilities. So I'm not sure why is it called Weimar Plus. Like, is there like a town or something in Germany called Weimar, and it took place there? And why is it plus? Like, Disney Plus, LGBT Plus. Like, what is the plus stand for? The plus is there to signify their HIV status. Yeah, that's probably it. That has to be it. That's the scientific explanation here. Come on, man. Okay, let's move on. These are just so weird. I had to report on it. And then the Jack the Ripper was allegedly Jewish. Like I've heard about these claims already some years ago, but it's like I don't know if how confirmed they are and stuff. But yeah, it just says Aaron Kosminski, a Polish Jew named as Jack the Ripper after DNA matches that of his descendants. So Jack the Ripper has been identified. Historian Russell Edwards says he has identified Jack the Ripper as Aaron Kosminski via DNA match taken from a shawl purported to be found at the scene of one of the murders. I'm just, gonna be devil's advocate here. Like, okay, it was one of the shawls, or was it one of the victims' shawls? So, maybe it had like maybe Kosminski was the client because many of the victims or all of them were prostitutes. Maybe he was a client, John of the one of the women, and then his DNA got onto the scar, the shawl during acts or something. It's like I know there was something like that. The Jews are the people who will not be blamed. It's like Juwes, like Jews either misspelled or meant something else. And it was written on the wall in the Jack the Ripper case and stuff. So I don't know. And there's sort of allegations of Freemasons or the British Crown being involved. That was it Prince Albert or something to protect him or something like that. One of the prostitutes might have been his lover or something like that. So I don't know. Here's Jews may have killed Russia's last Tsar Nicholas II in ritual murder, investigators claim. Yeah, I've heard about this, but like, well, I do think Jews killed the Tsar. Whether it was ritual murder is secondary because, like, most of the Bolshevik leaders used to be Jewish, right? If it's fact, is it anti Semitic to say that? I don't know. Well, let's move on. From history to the future. So yeah, is war with Iran brewing? And this is one of those things like I don't know how seriously I take these claims of war with Iran because I used to, I remember back in the Bush W regime that, there were some elements of the US government that wanted war with Iran and I was concerned about it, but thankfully it didn't happen then. But is it gonna happen now? Hopefully not. We'll see. But anyways, Nicolas Fuentes here says U.S. intelligence reports that Israel is planning to strike Iran within the first 6 months of 2025. I believe Trump wants peace, but Israel will do everything in its power to drag Americans to war. Occupied nation. And here is Netanyahu plans to attack Iran and is plotting to lure Trump into the war. And this is from Haaretz.com. This is an Israeli newspaper. Israeli news is somehow less controlled than the mainstream Republican media. Republicans would call this anti Semitic and trick their audience into hating whoever suggested it. Yeah. And like, while I'm skeptical, somewhat skeptical. I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but I am a bit skeptical because it has been a thing forever that, some people want war with Iran, but it hasn't happened yet. So, anyways, but there is this news. US Army bars transgender people from enlisting ends gender affirming care services. And, I think they're more trying to um, market the US military to straight white men again. So that would imply that they want actually, people who know how to fight instead of people who know how to fuck in the ass. Uh, so, or get fucked in the ass, I would say. So that does suggest that some sort of war is brewing, but is it with Iran, or is it with Russia or China or fake space aliens or who knows what? But yeah, that is, one might think like, yeah, we're getting rid of wokeness, but that's not necessarily what this means, unfortunately. And oh yeah, then there's Milei, Argentina's president, crypto scam apparently. So yeah, Argentina's President Javier Milei secures millions after rug pulling supporters with a crypto coin scam. And he is, once again, I think he like converted to Judaism after becoming the president. And plenty of people said he's Jew. I mean, he's based and all that stuff. But and I'm just, I oppose all anti-Semitic conspiracy theories, but it's just sad when Jews do seem to you know lean into those. They act in a way that gives credence to these baseless conspiracy theories. That's unfortunate, which is why I'm not happy with his actions. Yeah, Argentinian President Javier Milei faces impeachment threats after backing a crypto scam meme coin that wiped out billions in hours. Market insiders wasted no time. Within minutes of its launch, major holders dumped millions, and within 5 hours, the coin's market cap collapsed. Originally pitched as a boost to Argentina's economy, the project quickly unraveled, leaving investors reeling. Last summer, Javier Milei moved billions of dollars in gold bars to the Rothschilds headquarters in London. Wait, he moved gold bars to London, and London is sending gold bars to America. Is it coincidence? And yeah, another day, another Jew rips off investors. Argentine president and rip-off artist Javier Milei shocked even shitcoiners. Libra coins, 4.4 billion value, lost 95% within hours on February 14th, 2025. Uh, yeah. And just to point out, like this curious coincidence, that's this very unfortunate. This is pure coincidence, I'm sure, but Sam Bankman-Fried, also known for the crypto scam. What was the company called? FTX, yeah. You know, his name is Bankman Fried, and he is Jewish. Crypto scam, and then of course Haley Welch, the hug to a girl. It is unfortunate. Like I'm not saying there's any. This is completely coincidence. They all seem to share similar kind of ethnic or religious connection. Like it is 100% coincidental, I'm sure, but it is very unfortunate. But let us move on to the next story. Switch Lich wants censorship in Europe. Yeah, because there was the Glick Lich, the guy who like the Mossad handler of Saint Clair, Ashley Saint Clair, and then there's this woman who is just looks like a lich, like a lich from Dungeons and Dragons and stuff. So meet Switzerland National Council member Meret Schneider. She wants to ban X in Switzerland, saying it may be a threat to democracy and that it promotes conservatives. What's your response? Look at this woman. I go, and I think she's like 32 or something. And I don't know. This is like a joke, Ban, you know, banning, supposed free speech platform. X is not that, or Xitter is not that free speech, but banning, communication platforms because it's a threat to democracy. It's just, joke. It's not even funny. It's so getting so old. And but like, well, what's even more old is that Europeans. It's just like, I don't care. I don't care. That's the sad part. Like, where are the guillotines? Just as demonstrations. Like, they're aesthetically pleasing guillotines. I don't suggest any other use for them. So yeah, Murray, whatever her name, how you're supposed to say it, Schneider calls Elon Musk's ex a threat to democracy and urges ban in Switzerland. So yeah, she's Swiss National Council member from the Green Party. Recently criticized Elon Musk's ex, formerly Twitter, as a threat to democracy, suggesting it should be banned in Switzerland. Schneider, an outspoken vegan activist, claims that the platform promotes conservative viewpoints, which she argues poses a risk to democratic values. Like, surely, yeah, vegan activist, surely she is, possessed by a demon or a parasite, mind control parasite, something like that. Yeah, Schneider is an active advocate for reducing meat consumption in Switzerland and is the co-manager of Sentience Politics, an organization focused on animal rights. Maybe if she ate some meat, she wouldn't look like this. So somebody's saying, so I see a lot of people talking about Murray Schneider mostly about her looks. While her opinion on X social media is dangerous and misguided, she is actually a good person, active in environmental concerns and animal rescue. Who sadly suffers from anorexia. Yeah. But I do think, like, the old axiom or some. She does look kind of creepy. Yeah, yeah, she does. Agent Doppelhead. I was just about to say that, the old saying or something that you shouldn't judge people by the way they look, but I think it might have been wrong. Like, I'm not saying it's always accurate, but sometimes you can just look at person and there's something wrong with them. And okay, maybe she's not evil, maybe she is just misguided, but there's clearly something wrong with her. So maybe you shouldn't take any important, important decisions for her. You shouldn't, trust her or making, important decisions on either your diet or your freedom of speech. And then beavers are better than bureaucrats. Now we go to Czech Republic, where beavers are cocking the bureaucrats. So beavers built dam and save officials $1.5 million in construction costs in the Czech Republic. So bureaucracy has a way of delaying projects after demanding approval for planning funding permits in the Czech Republic, and unexpected source circumvented this red tape. For 7 years, the Czech government had plans to build a new dam in the Brdy region. Brdy, I don't know how to say it. And through successfully securing necessary funds, the project stalled as authorities struggled to maintain building permits. Efforts ground to a halt until beavers took matters into their own paws. On one January morning, officials woke up to discover that the dam had been completed by 8 beavers. Not only had these beavers built the dam in almost the same spots as and that humans had originally planned construction, but they effectively saved Czech leadership 30 million korunas, about $1.2 million. Beavers built the dams without any project documentation and for free. Yeah, zero engineers, zero bureaucrats, I'm pretty sure. So I have a idea here, like a suggestion. Maybe, just maybe, we should replace all government officials with beavers in every country, and let's see how the world would look like. Would things just keep getting better and better? Because beavers are clearly more qualified to, do things than bureaucrats. And then I think we finally get to gaming news. Yes, we get to gaming news. Not so many news stories this week, but I have a few. So here, Civilization 7 Steam mods are banning people for criticism about Harriet Tubman leader option and say it's because racism. So are we really doing this? So Civilization 7 mods ban player for racism after criticizing Harriet Tubman leader option. So yeah, I think they had a mod that, I don't know, replaced Harriet Tubman as a leader or something, and then they were banned. Uh, yeah, and this guy saying yes, they are. I can confirm. I'm personally in contact with more than 50 people who got banned for that, and Steam support team is backing up the forum moderators. You have been banned from Sid Meier's Civilization Community Hub. So somebody said, enjoy losing money, Fraxis. And ban reason racism? What? How is this racist even? I don't know. You have been permanently banned from the Sid Meier Civilization 6 hub. Racism and bigotry. Well, okay, why is that? So yeah, doesn't really see what the sins of these people are. But yeah, not only is it a buggy mess and mediocre, even if it works, based on what I've heard, but they're also like going full banhammer with this piece of shit. Damn, pun intended. Wait, what pun? Did I say a pun or somebody here? I don't know. And yeah, then there's this. Just, I think this is unedited. Um, so this is Harriet Tubman. Is this Caesar or something? You all don't know what it's like to be shackled, so go on and do what you're gonna do, cause I can't die but once. Is this really like her voice lines or like her comment? Like, that's right. I don't know. It looks so silly. And I'm still confused about like Harriet Tubman's role in the game because I know that I'm pretty sure that at least Benjamin Franklin is in the game, that you can have him as a leader. So are there like two alternative American leaders in the game? But also I think the leaders are not tied to the nation, so you could basically play with ancient Egypt and have um, Benjamin Franklin as the leader. That's how I understand it. So it's like, okay, mechanically that might work, but it just doesn't fit. And also because there's the mechanic as in humankind, that you play as ancient Rome, and then you get to the next era and then you change it evolves into, I don't know, the Incas or the Vikings or the Koreans or something. And as far as game mechanics go, sure, it might work, but it doesn't really work as because the history aspect is part of the appeal of Civilization, that it does actually feel like, it's, of course, it's alternative history. You can be Egypt and have China and Incas as your neighbor, but it still feels historical. But I think this is going too far in that sense. But hey, I haven't played the game. Like, I feel like maybe at some point I should check it out. I'm not gonna pay for it, but check it out just to see how bad it is. But anyway, so here is another game censored. Another game censored on Nintendo Switch, visual novel Canon. So yeah, it's there's some adjustments to bath scenes have been removed. Adjustments have been made to kiss and other romance scenes. Adjustments have been made to harsh language and crude jokes. It's like, Nintendo was acting somewhat based few years ago, but now, they're really behind the curve if they are going woke now or something. Like, of course, like, I guess I can understand if it's, complete sex scenes or something. I'm not sure if Canon is a hentai game. I've seen the anime, but like if they remove complete sex scenes, that's understandable. It's unfortunate, but understandable. But like I oppose censorship, generally speaking. So yeah, it's just gives makes me a sad panda. Yeah. And then there's this story. Final Fantasy iOS game shuts down over unfixable bug. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicle has already been removed from the App Store. So I don't know if this is like a complete new Crystal Chronicles, because I think the original was on GameCube, and also there was some Crystal Chronicles on the Wii, I think. So I don't know if it's just you know, the old game ported onto it or a different game. But yeah, Final Fantasy iOS game shuts down over unfixable bug. Thank goodness for our always online and all our digital future. And it's just like, how can they not even fix it? Yeah, quote unquote unfixable. It's uh, like how fucked up is the code, or how incompetent are the people, or they don't want to do it. It's too much of a hassle. Like it would cost them more than just to shut down the game and refund them. It sounds absurd to me. And yeah, here's the story. So yeah, Square Enix has shut down the iOS version of Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, removed it from the App Store following an unfixable bug that blocked people from accessing content they paid for. The issue is due to changes made to the app in purchases model. Square Enix says in a post, further investigation revealed that we are unable to completely fix the bug and implement new changes, making it unlikely to resume service for the game. Square Enix says it started receiving reports on January 24th about the issue, which extends to the full paid version of the game. And I don't think it says it in this article, but uh, wait, the company says that if you made in-app purchases in January 2024 or later, you're eligible to request a refund by contacting Apple support. It doesn't mean that the game itself was free, but it had in-app purchases then. But because yeah, some other article I saw, it said that they are refunding people, but it's still like I don't like it. Like even if the game was shit, it's like they are removing something that you owned. It's like let's say I buy a teddy bear for my son, and there's something wrong with it. Like of course it's good that I can refund it, get my money back, but maybe I don't want to. Maybe my son really loves it, like despite the flaws. And then, but then the company that made the teddy bear takes it away anyways because no, you can't have it because we fucked up. Is that good? Like no, like of course if it has some like hazardous materials, it has accidentally a plutonium accelerator in it or something, then it's like yeah, sure, you should remove it. But I don't know, it is like you can't call it theft, but it's something like like piracy is not theft, it's theft like, but I would call it there should be a word for it. Like they are taking something away. So it's like, I don't know, e-pilfering or something. E-pilfering. Let's call it that. No, it's like, you, or even if it's free or something and you install it onto your phone or computer and then they take it away. Like they shouldn't be able to do that. Like you should have it, if you want to fuck around with it, even if it's it doesn't function properly, but they shouldn't be able to take it away from you. It's just wrong. Okay, the last story. Overwatch 2 is bringing loot boxes back from the dead. So yeah, Well, my comment is like, oh, it didn't have loot boxes. Didn't know. Whatever. Haven't played Overwatch 2 or Overwatch 1. Don't care. I like the character Diva, but for different reasons. But yeah, that's all I have to say about this. Like, who cares about fucking Blizzard nowadays, right? But that's the news for the week. Um, yeah, I don't know. I guess the summary is just, yeah, watch out for fake influencers like, Saint Clair and all these fake conservatives and stuff. And I'm not saying like, everybody should be there condemning whatever, the kid and Elon Musk and all that. It's more like, it's so false, like so inorganic, and they're, it's more like they're almost acting like politicians, like they're in their good old boys club, shaking hands together, and if somebody is in the club and somebody they get attacked and they defend it, it's just because they're part of the ruling class, like the media deception class. But that's it. I'm gonna end the stream. I've rambled on long enough. I'm trying to keep these golden news streams to 1 hour, but of course last week it was the anniversary stream, so that was of course longer, but it went long on too long because of the Mossad baby story. But anyways, I'm Adventure Argonaut. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.